Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life Insomniac series, episode 40. If you're new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button, like my videos, and share them if you want or need or feel the urge to. Yeah. So tonight, while everybody cannot sleep, and I cannot sleep, and nobody can sleep, I'm going to add the borders to my Tuxedo Stars since I named it after the names that you guys helped bring to me. And it was so fitting. So I'm going to add borders to this. I don't really know how many borders or really anything just yet. I just know that I want to add black down the sides to start because the top, it's a little bit on the skinny side, and I like my quilts a little bit more equal. I like them longer than wider, but I like them to be an equal amount. I don't like perfectly square quilts. I mean, it's okay. They're fine. Nothing wrong with them. But what I'm getting at, I guess, is when they're too skinny than tall, it looks a little bit more weird to me. So I like a little bit more natural equalness to it. So that's what I'm going to do. Hi, Jill. Hi, Linda. So if you guys haven't seen it, this is the Tuxedo. This is half of it, obviously. So tops and bottom have I can stand over here and you can see have the colors that I finished them off with for that row. So this was a gray row, so there was gray here. This is a black row, so the corner had black. White went down across with the white, and so on and so forth. And the bottom side is different than the top as well. But see how it's touching the ground, and this is how tall it is way up here, and it's not as wide. Like it should be more my hand length wide. So I'm going to make it wider first before I go any further, and then go from there. So I'm thinking of adding a 2.5-inch strip on both sides for the width to make it longer. Hi Tracy. Hi Michelle. So yeah, so far that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to cut some fabric after I know I'm pretty sure I'm just going to need 1.5 strips for each side, but I want to make sure 1 3/4 strips on each side, honestly, would be good. So I'll just cut 2 strips for each side. So I'll cut 4 black strips to start. And I put you guys in a position where you can see everything that I'm doing today. I need a black. So I'm going to start with black and then go from there. And I'm just going to do 2.5-inch strips, and I'm going to cut 4 of them. And this should already be straight from my last time I was cutting. So how is everybody doing tonight? Hope everyone, oh, that is not very straight from the last time I was cutting. I thought it would be, but I guess not. Fabric gets moved around and it gets not straight anymore from moving it around. Like barely anything cut off. All right, so I'm going to cut 4 2.5-inch strips, and then I'm going to sew them together to create my sides to start with. And then I'll go from there. Sometimes I kind of just like building the borders on as I'm doing it, but I definitely am going to add black to the sides before I do anything else. So I need 4 2.5-inch strips. Make it just a little bit wider than it is. Make it seem more equal, I guess is the word for it. Working on 4-way stops. You're working on my 4-way stop pattern. That's awesome, Linda. I can't wait to see. Make sure you share in the group. I want to see it. Anybody that's doing any of the patterns that I've ever done, you guys should post them in the group. Or you can post them on Instagram and hashtag them Tiffany's Quilting Life, all one word with the hashtag. And it should go into the album for anybody that does anything that I do. I haven't been on social media much lately. Just, I don't know, for some reason I'm not in the mood. Sometimes I get that way though, where I just feel like, What am I going to see on Facebook today or Instagram today? Well, so far it's nothing but COVID and riots, so I kind of been staying off of social media because of it. I don't know. Unless someone like tags me or shares something that's not related to the stupid things that are going on in the world these days. I mean, they're not stupid, but when it's all over social media, it becomes stupid for me. It's not something I want to see on a daily basis. Alright, so I'm going to just cut the salvage off, and then I'm going to sew 2 and 2 together and then sew them on. That's the pattern I want to make too. Next to, okay. What colors are you choosing? Linda, thanks for showing. Using grunge dots and stars for the focal fabric. Ooh, I'm still making mask. Michelle, how funny. I should make myself like 2 masks. It's so hot here, but I still wear them everywhere I go, so I should just make myself 2 non-sweaty ones. Oh, that's why that looked funny to me. I'm not going to press these. I'm just going to sew them on. I'm also not going to measure correctly. I'm just going to sew them on. You guys know me. It's rare that I actually measure accurately when I sew things. I'm just kind of like whatever about it. So it's nice to stay informed about what's going on. Media is out of control. It's nice to be able to escape from a bit from the craziness. Yeah, exactly, Jill. All right, so grab one side. I have a feeling that this quilt, once I finish the top, it's just going to sit in the closet for like a year before I ever get to quilting it, unless I quilt it in here, free motion style, which I don't do much of anymore now that I have the long arm. You know, I try to like do everything on the long arm because it's so much easier for me. All right. So I'm going to add this first. I'm not going to stretch or pull anything. That's the key when not measuring and doing the same exact length of your borders, not cutting them to the exact length. Just not stretching and pulling so that everything lays flat. Just lay it on there, sew it. Because if you stretch and pull, and you'll get things, I don't know, contorted funny. You'll end up with waves or movement that you don't want. The background fabric will be scrappy neutrals. I'm excited about it. It's nice. I saw that. Beautiful. I hope so. Thanks. I'll definitely post when I finish. Yes, I like when you guys share things, even if it's not something I've done and something you guys are doing. I love when everybody shares in the group because then it gives me general idea of things that you guys like. It helps me create videos for things that people like, I guess, if that makes any sense. It inspires me to be creative. That's all. Hi, BJ. So when it's on the table, before I go any further, I'll just cut this end off by laying it on top of each other, lining it up with the end, and then cut it off to the length of the quilt. So so I needed quite a bit of fabric. I actually haven't even measured this thing yet. Goes to show how lazy I got the last couple days. Okay, now to add the other side. I should turn the iron on before I get too far. That way I can iron those back. Hi, Christine. All right, let's add this side on now. What size are those? I wasn't paying attention. The strips, you mean? They're 2.5 inch is what I'm adding, just to the sides only to start. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about the top and bottom just yet, or if I'm going to keep adding to the sides maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see. It's one of those decisions I'm tossed with. I did a stay stitch across the whole entire top and bottom of the quilt just so that nothing comes apart. And I did trim these from the hexagon out, you know, because you make a hexagon 1.5 inches away instead of like, you know, 1/4 inch or whatever. I trimmed it 1.5 inches away. So it's like I could just add the black to the sides and leave it at that, I think. We'll see though. I'm not sure. I'll have to look, see what it looks like. Make a decision from there. And I think I'm scared though. All those bias sides. Yeah, it's kind of stretchy, yes. And that's why I stay stitched around the whole quilt in between, knowing if I was going to add borders or not, so that it wouldn't stretch too much, because the whole entire thing is biased, so it's very stretchy. Little alligator there. Trim that off. I don't know. I have a feeling that it's going to look just fine with just this on it, but we'll see. So I'll stack that on there. All right. So let's press this back and see what it looks like. And I'm hoping you guys can see over here mostly. So I'm setting the seam. I'm gonna roll it back. It's biased, so I don't want to stretch or pull. I just want to, I set it and then I'm rolling it back with my hands. Not in the camera view in some parts. Try to make it where you can see. Oh, look at that. My 1/4 inch seam does not match my stay stitch I did all the way around, but that's okay. I can pluck that out. Okay, there's one. The other. That's so much thread everywhere. Okay, so far, now it should be my arm's reach. Kind of looks cool with just the black on the sides. Okay, let me just throw it on the floor and then show you guys, because that'll be easier. I think it doesn't need anything else, honestly. Just looking at it. Give me 2 seconds though to flatten it out on the floor. All right. I think the black is perfect. Finishes it off. I don't need to do the top and bottom. All right, let me show you. In my messy room, because there's a kid bed in here, as always. See the black? There we go. So there it is, with just the black on the sides only. I don't think it needs it on the tops and bottoms now. I think that's good. I like the way it ends like that. What do you guys think? I'll hold it here for another minute. Let me disconnect from this stupid cord. There we go. A better view. So should I get finished with more black, or should I just leave it as is? I like it just as it is. Kind of just gives it some, I don't know. The black just ended it for me. Okay, so I'm going to come around now and read comments, see what you guys think. And then go from there. Plus, I'm going to leave it right there on the floor. Make it easier, so I'll have to pick it up again. Okay. Okay, that was a gorgeous quilt. It's scared. Okay, I saw that. Hi, Tracy. Okay, Tracy, mine has. One that is the same anywhere. I don't like many people are fortunate that I sleep. I'm dead. It's going to take a little bit routine, get back to normal. I'm not quite sure when that will be. We're out of lockdown in Australia, still social distancing. At home all the time. I sleep all day or all night. It's beautiful. I think those open soon, numbers going up, climbing. I honestly tell you, California consider lockdown, lost track. Places have reopened and required to wear masks and keep distances. I feel the same way. Me too. Backwards, bold, beautiful, awesome. Me too. And side, also just my opinion, beautiful. I'd add top and bottom. Yes, put top and bottom. Where would you put more black? It looks cut off without the top and bottom. Okay, so I can add, instead of 2.5, because I don't want to keep making the height bigger, if that makes any sense. I can do 1.5 on the top and bottom of the black to frame it, and then go around the whole thing with gray and white. What do you guys think? So adding a 1.5-inch strip only to the top and bottom, and then around the whole thing with gray and then with white, or around the whole thing with white and then finish with gray. Either or, it doesn't really matter, honestly. And I don't know, I don't have a black, white, and gray fabric on its own that would match, unless I had any black with polka dots or something to like have an outer border. I don't, I'm trying to think. Oh, I have gray with white polka dots, I think. Let me see if this even matches that gray. No, not really. No, that don't match. I don't like it. If it doesn't match, I'm not going to do it. I'm looking in my fabric. I do have a black on black, but I don't think that would look, I don't know. I don't think that would look right. I think I'll stick with the theme of the quilt. All right, so let's cut some 1.5-inch strips. I only need 3 1.5-inch strips for this. Oh, and I'm at the end of my bolt of black, and I don't think I have any more, so nope. Finally finishing off my black. So I'm going to cut 1.5 inches for the top and bottom, and then I'll go around with other colors. That way it looks a little bit more equal to me. Let's see what everyone said. 1.5 top and bottom, and then gray all the way around. And then some are saying black, gray, then white. Christine and everyone said go for the white. It's the second border, then bind in a gray. I agree, Tracy. Black, gray, then white. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's add the black first. Line this up. Cut 1.5. I need just 3 of them. And 3. Don't need any more of that, so I'll just put that aside for now. So I can actually use that for, I got my blocks back from Quilts on Monday, but I haven't done anything with them. I just stuck them aside so that I can start working on them. Do what I want to do with that, which will be another episode of something, because I started doing those in the night episodes, so that's how I'll keep doing them. All right, I'm going to do the same exact thing. Just going to hook these together, add to the top and bottom, and then go from there. I have plenty of white, so I can use as much white as I want. It's now that I'm almost out of black, I should be done with black. And I don't know which color. Black overpowers both, so to underpower it, white and gray need to be used. I'm just going to hook them all together. Screw it. And sew them on. I like making up my mind as I go with the help of all of you making up my mind with me. Let's slide that out of the way. Pick this up. Forgot to bring a water in here with me. Okay. Side face up, up. Don't turn it, don't move it, just sew it on. And I'm using white thread still, even though I'm only working with the black. Only because it's just borders and I don't feel like switching thread out. Hi, Delilah. And anybody else that I didn't say hi to yet. I'm kind of paying attention and kind of not paying attention at the same time. Trying to get this thing done. And when I quilt it, I can quilt it in a gray because I have a color out there called cool gray or soft gray or whatever that blends in. It blends in nicely with black, surprisingly. That won't be for a long while because you can't do anything till after September. Shucks, darn, bleh. Way too hot outside. So put this on top of itself, trim it. And go to the other side. It was mine. I'd use a pop of color for the next border. It would pop and be stunning, but that's just me. If I would have added like a pop of color throughout the whole entire thing, it probably would have been okay. Like, you know, like around all these, around, you know, in the hexagon around the stars, that part. If that was the same color throughout, even though each individual area was black, gray, and white, but you use the same color consistently around all this, I think it would have been cool to add that pop of color. But in the case that I didn't use any of that, you know, it might look a little funny adding it finally at the end, if that makes any sense. For me, that's just what my eye sees, I guess. But definitely for your own, if you do this, I'll probably have to do this again only because this looks really awesome. Just a totally different colorway. Because it looks really cool. I might even have a black and white stripe in my, trying to think, in my jelly roll strip tub that I do my pre-cut. I might have a black and white stripe that can be as binding for this. That would look really awesome. Of course, stripes look awesome in any binding for any quilt, even if the quilt is all flowers. Stripe is always like a #1 choice for binding. chop the rest of this off. Being lazy about my cuts here. And then press and choose my next color. I spoke to my son who lives in Goodyear. He said it was 102 today, which is cooler than it has been. Yikes. Yeah, it was pretty hot here today too. I think it was 106 today. But then I don't mind the heat. It doesn't bother me. I'm used to it. Darn thing shut itself off. Give me a second. Plus I'll turn you guys so they can see me press it. I forgot that I made this so that I can turn it. I would be sewing my fingers if I sewed that fast. I've sewn through my fingers. Trust me. It doesn't feel very good. I will have to pluck my stay stitch out in some areas. No big deal. I will get to that when I get to that. All right, so I think next will be gray. Just because I think that's the color that should go next. So let me hold it up to it so you guys can see. And then bind it in white. I think gray looks better. Can you see? Can you see how well that looks? I think gray is the best second color. I like that better. Okay, so we're going to go with the gray first. And I'm going to do three and a half inches, I think. I have plenty of this, so 3.5 inches should be the perfect size to cut. Or let's see, these were these were 4.5 inches. Gotta think about that one for a second. I'm gonna look at it. I don't want it to be overpowering. Just want it to look good. Yep, 3.5. 3.5. That's what I'm gonna do. 3.5. And then that will be it. Because I think that's perfect. So I need 1. 2. 2. Hi, Aunt B. Hi, Linda. Hi, Andrea. Let's cut number 3. Number 4. I need 7. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So let's cut 3 more. No. Yes. Yes, I need 3 more. It's plenty. 1. And then I'll be able to tell you how big it is when I'm complete. Because I don't actually know at this point. And 1 more. Okay. I'm almost out of the gray too. Oh, I'm using all my colors up, people. All right. Cut the selvages off, and then I'm going to sew them together into one big, huge, long piece, and then attach them. I saw when you started the triangles, and you've done a great job. Thank you, Andrea. I'm trying. Hi, Kim. How are all my fellow insomniacs doing? Well, except for you, Andrea. You're not in Insomniacville. It's probably, what, just barely turning nighttime for you where you are? What time is it for everyone? Here it's only 11:01. 11:01 p.m. Okay. So that's all chopped off. Let's sew all this together. 2 a.m. for Tracy. Andrew says, how are you? Are you feeling any better? You look like you have lost weight. Sending best wishes. Not that it helps, but yeah, I lost some weight, and I also yesterday I went to the doctor, and then I had to go to the hospital because I have diminished breath sounds in both the lower parts of both my lungs, so both sides, left and right, even though my big nodule is in my left lung. So they sent me over to the hospital to get some scans done and some blood work done, because also I most likely have bacterial pneumonia again. So since this will be 3 times of having bacterial pneumonia since being diagnosed with valley fever, I'm going to push the removal of my lung, the removal of the lower section of my lung, because I just can't do it anymore. I can't constantly be sick, and my legs are killing me. My hips are killing me. It's causing MS problems to just be outrageous. So instead of dealing with the problem, or, instead of like trying to treat it with medication, I want them to just treat it by removing the problem. And then it shouldn't spread through my body once it's removed, unless it already has spread, and that's why I'm doubly in pain. But again, it's not showing in my blood because I have MS, so my white blood cells are doing their own thing. They will probably never fight valley fever. So I'm losing weight, losing hair. I itch so bad constantly. I hate it. It's absolutely 100% annoying, and it's double because I itch normally from having MS, like a nerve itch, and my joints are killing me. Double because I have arthritis. It's like everything's doubled, and I just want them to just take it away, get rid of it. I don't care that I have to have surgery and be put to sleep. I just want it gone. So I'm going to push for that when I go back to the doctors. And then another thing, I went to my other doctor, and I already told you guys I have irritable bowel. And I'm having so many problems and my stomach doesn't digest properly. Well, now my colon is backing up into my ileum, which is the side of the colon. The I forgot what side is called, the ascending or transcending. It's one of the sides, the right side of the colon that hooks to the small bowel. There's like a thing like your throat, it closes and opens and releases the bile, and then that's in the colon, it turns into hard stool. Anyway, well, mine is not working, it's not opening and releasing, so now hard stool is in my ileum, which is bad. It's not good for the body, it's not good. It's backup waste, and I can't, even after flushing my body, it's not working. So now I have to deal with that too on top of everything. And I told that doctor, and he says the surgery would probably be my best bet, because being on the medicine is another thing that's aggravating other problems that I physically have inside my body going on already. So if I eliminate the medication and that illness altogether, then maybe we can eliminate the problems that are happening inside of my body. So yeah, it's nothing but a bunch of I hate it feelings. How about that? I'm starting to get so extremely tired of it, and I'm extremely tired to top things off, but the fact that I'm constantly now back and forth to the doctor, blood constantly. My arm, they drew blood yesterday right here. You can see it's a big red spot and the bruise around it. They drew the blood, and I just had blood drawn from that same spot 2 days earlier. So like, seriously. Oh, but it's fine. That's how we know we're getting the correct vein, to make sure we know if you got a good blood draw from that last time, it should be good this time. It hurts, hello, and it bled like crazy. All right. So yeah, I'm just frustrated, medically speaking, I guess. Too much junk going on, and it's annoying. All right, so I'm gonna throw that down on the side of me. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that that's right side up. Put that on there. I'm gonna see what times everyone said it was. So it was 2 a.m. for Tracy, 4 p.m. in Queensland. Okay. So yeah, you're in the evening time, or afternoon, I guess. Kim's been sick. Doctor appointment in the morning. I will be better. It's 1:01 a.m. in Chicago. What is the effect if they remove part of your lung? I have no idea. It'll be probably like I have now, diminished breath sounds, more chances of getting pneumonia, but I already get pneumonia twice a year anyway, but not bacterial pneumonia. So, and then it'll be like I get out of breath easy, so it'll probably still be that, so on and so forth. I'd probably be 10 days in the hospital, because that's how the first doctor explained everything. It's 10 days in the hospital when they do that kind of stuff, and whatever else happens. So we'll see. 2 p.m. Thursday. I just, at my desk, I saw you on. I have to go again soon. Busy day, but I am often up at 4 a.m. to take pain meds. I have rods holding my spine and middle vertebrae from a bad 12-foot fall 3 years ago. Oh my goodness, Andrea, that's a lot. So sorry, it's a heavy load for you. It's a hard time to be sick with COVID. Doctors are preoccupied. Yeah, and they don't want me to get COVID because it'll kill me. So I'm like on the I can't go to any doctor without a mask thing. So I can't do anything right now because they don't want me to get sick with anything other than what I have already. I'm 100% immune compromised right now, like horribly. I have had that done, and it caused a big hematoma. It was. I thought it was a blood clot. Scared me big time. I hate place blood draw. Yeah. Blood draws usually don't bother me if they do it from my hands, but these people were quick, fast, and in a hurry kind of thing the other day, so. let's put this border on now. I'm going to do one side, then I'm going to flip to the bottom of my long string to the other side, and then flip it for the top and bottom. And this will be the last and final border all the way around. And then I'll still have to pick, like, I don't know if you guys can see because there's so much white thread everywhere. Right here inside this area, my stay stitch from holding these seams together, because it's all on the bias. Remember, it's all stretchy. I did a stay stitch to stop it from stretching, so I'll have to pick some of that out all the way around, because there's some places on the black that it's really seeable. I really don't care on the white areas, but on the black I do. I wasn't paying attention. I just kind of sewed all the way around the whole thing. I didn't care how big my stitch was. I just wanted a nice stitch all the way around so I can hold it up and show it. My mom had her left lung removed when she was 25, now 80. She had bronchiolitis. Interesting. And she lived regular, right? Just couldn't do some things like track runs and stuff. I know some people say that it's harder. They would only be removing the lower left lobe of my left lung. So, and your left lung is only 2 halves. Your right lung is 3 halves. So your left lung is 70, and your right lung is 70% of your oxygen, and your left lung is only 40%. So, or 30%, sorry. Or maybe it's 60-40, whatever. Your right lung is more than your left. So I'm probably sure that it'll just be tiredness. I'll probably get tired easily or winded if I do certain activities, but it'll be better than what I have now, probably. That's all I know. Anything will be better than what I'm dealing with right now. It would be very bad if you got stay out of public places. See effects when many people rally without masks. Going to show 2 weeks for the next few weeks. Try to stay home. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I don't do anything. I went to Walmart the other day. I wore a mask though. Other than that, I haven't been anywhere besides the doctors. I go to the doctors a lot and the hospital. I thought it was funny at the hospital yesterday though, because I'm young, you know. So the lady was training somebody new in the X-ray department, and she's like, she does the X-ray, has me stand a certain way, blah blah blah. You guys already know how chest X-rays work. Anyway, so the one lady comes back over to me, and they're supposed to ask all sorts of like questions, but she comes over with this look on her face like, so do you have COPD or like severe asthma or something like that, or like have you had lung cancer? And she just kept going on about this stuff. And I was like, why? Because did you just see a big, huge nodule in my left lung? She goes, oh, okay. So do you know what that is? I said, yes, I have valley fever. And she goes, oh, okay. So she's writing all these notes down so that they can, measure it and see if it's shrinking or anything like that. And yeah, she looked like she was surprised. Like she's never seen anybody with a nodule on their lung like that. It's weird. At least good if she has. She hasn't seen it in someone my age. She was new. I gave her a break. I waited till she was done with her speech to tell her, did you see the nodule? I thought it was funny. You had to have been there. She looked scared for me. Okay. Right. Is this it? Okay. I'm making sure I'm doing this correctly. I don't want to mess it up. It's amazing. Just shows anything is possible. She's fantastic to be 80. She has trouble breathing, takes treatments and inhalers, mostly when she gets cold, but it's been fine. That's good. See, I'm on inhalers and the nebulizer treatments, and it's just too much. Too much trouble. Too much trouble. I want to sit in here all day. I don't want to sit in bed all day tired and not able to do anything. And then I muster up the energy, come in here, do my thing, and then I'm like exhausted by the time I get back to my room. It never used to be like that. And then you guys like noticed the diminishing of Tiffany for a while, where I wasn't here as often, and that's when people started figuring I was sick, and that's when I finally said I was sick. And now you don't see me as often. I liked when you guys saw me 3 times, 4 times a week, you know? Now you guys are lucky to see me once a week sometimes. Although I pushed myself last week and the week before with patterns because I needed to get those done and out. I have like 6 more patterns to do and get those videos out, and then I'll be done for a while. Other than this kind of stuff where I just come up with things as I go along, which I like to do, but I do have to do the patterns. I design stuff for a reason. I'm surprised I still have bobbin left. So weird. Sometimes medical staff delivery isn't best. Taking care of yourself and resting is more important. Yes, it is. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse, retired, and the thing I hate most when I go to the doctor is when they don't tell you things you have the right to know. Exactly. It's not far from me, about 30 minutes. So somebody's saying something. Michelle's talking to Jill. Yeah, my doctors usually tell me, because I'm the one of my doctors up, he doesn't mind that I'm a Googleaholic. He actually tells me to Google things. So, and yes, I think I've told you guys, I'm a Googleaholic. I love to read. That's the thing. I love to learn new things and read and blah, 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 blah. If I retain the information or not, I still like to read. And so if the doctor tries to explain something about something that's wrong with me and I don't get it, now they just tell me to Google it. So they'll write down the words that I'm looking up or whatever, and now I just Google it, and then I'll learn everything from there, because it's hard to understand, or because they don't want to tell me right, or I'll read the test results, because I always ask for my medical papers, so I get my results. Like I take my blood work home every time because I keep track of it myself. And yeah, I've had a few doctors that they don't say anything at all to me, and they're just rude and mean, and I don't know. And then they think that I'm a smart ass or something because I know more than them. What's wrong with me? I already know what's wrong with me. I need you to do something to help me this time. They think I'm a smart ass because I say it. I'm like, well, I have this. I know it causes that. So what can we do to fix this? They don't like me being like that. I've had a couple doctors stop seeing me because I am like that. But it's me, my body. I know it better than them and any of their tests. And go again. Just wanted to say hi and get your update. You're doing a great job with that quilting. I know it's very tough. You're doing amazing. Bye, Andrea. We'll see you next time. Talk to you. Hey, when you go see the darkness, what's wrong? What they can do for you? It's exactly. I'm like, well, you're the doctor. You tell me. That's exactly me. You should know. I shouldn't have to Google the answer. You should know. My one doctor draws it on paper for me. That's how he was explaining my bowels the other day from the tests that I had. He drew it on paper. Well, this is this, and he drew all wigglies and swirlies, and like, okay, this is this. Okay, so you know that this is a closing. You have a closing valve up at the top at your esophagus. You have a closing and opening valve at the bottom of your stomach. You have a closing opening valve at the your rectum. You have or at the start of your large intestines, and then you have an opening and closing valve at your rectum. Like, there's a bazillion opening and closing valves, and he's trying to explain what's working and what's not working. So after he explained it, I just came home and just watched a video on what happens when it doesn't work, and so that I get a better explanation of than more than his little piece of paper drawing. That's kind of funny. Oh, please don't land on a seam. Is it going to land on a seam? No, it's not. Okay, good. Don't want it to land on a seam. I hate when I get to the end of a quilt and it lands at a seam. I don't like that. But I am the one who chooses to add my borders this way most of the time. 90% of the time. There's those rare occasions where I cut the size. You should with bias quilts that are made on bias, though. Don't always take my advice on things. I had a doctor tell me one time, I am a doctor, you're merely a patient, and I will decide what's best. He was going to give me medication I'm allergic to. I left and never returned. Yeah. I've seen a few doctors Google symptoms for patients because they didn't know it. And that was the thing with my valley fever, because nobody knew what it was at first. That was the thing. So everybody's looking up this and that because I'm too young for cancer. But that was on the table as a possibility. So yeah, a lot of it was found out, and some of the doctors still don't fully know around here what it is that I have. So they don't know how to explain what's going to happen with me having valley fever, because this area doesn't really see it. It's more like where Michelle lives in Bakersfield. They see a lot of valley fever in Bakersfield, California. And valley areas of California, and then like the valley areas of Arizona, which are like Phoenix and Tucson and stuff like that. Here where we are, we're like surrounded by mountains, so it's rare for valley fever here, I guess. But it can float in the air up to 200 miles, supposedly. The fungus. All right, one more. And then this thing will be done. I kind of wanted to add something to the little thing I made on Sew Sunday. And I was looking at it earlier when I showed Maxine when she came over. I was looking at it and I was like, what should I add to this? I'm thinking to myself, should I piece a border around it? Or should I turn it into a game? I had so many ideas for it. I don't know what to do with it. It's just a little scrap quilt anyway, so I can do whatever I want with it. One time, my doctor told me he thought I was depressed. I told him I thought he was a cover year past diagnosis. I know what depression is and isn't. And it turned out I had hyperaldosteronism levels. You know, people should turn the bad ones in, yeah. Oh, that was another thing that's being tested is my thyroid. Because of my lack of things working in my belly. checking levels of all sorts of things. I just had my liver and kidneys tested, though those are functioning good though. So I don't have to worry about that. But I am on medicine for it, so that's probably why it's looking good. Okay, almost done. I'm going to turn the iron back on, iron it, and be done. Besides the plucking out of my stay stitch. In some areas. Not all, just some. Right there. So my 7 strips was plenty. Look at that. I like when I cut just the right amount. Okay. I've not been to Walmart since this started. All right, I'm gonna turn the iron on. And... oh yeah, it looks perfect. Ending it with the gray instead of white. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I like it. Let me turn you guys back that way. Yeah, ending with gray is better than the white. Gotta let that warm up. While that warms up. So Sunday I made this. It's very small. So this was Sunday's project, and I still have some pieces left. All these. And I think if I hook all these end to end, there might be enough to go all the way around this and then like go around it with black and white again. Notice a theme here with this whole black and white thing because these have gray in it. I might have enough to just go all the way around and finish off and then put another border all the way around. I'm thinking that that was a project though, and I'm like, I don't know. I really want to just keep going around it. Make it just a little bit bigger. Keep it as a kid's quilt though. And or whatever for whatever. Because that's what it is so far. Is a whatever quilt. All right. Like I said, one thing about this iron is it's not meant for, it's just meant for single block stuff. Because it's not staying hot enough to keep going. There we go. Much better. That would look beautiful on my quilt rack. I want to make a quilt rack. Who has a quilt rack, by the way? I want to know. Like, do you have one of those 4 ones that's got, like it's a wood thing and it has dowels across it and there's like 6 or 8 of them that sits on the floor? Or do you have a ladder type one? Or what do you have? Do you have one that hangs like a shelf that goes across the wall with a bar and you can hang a quilt from it? What do you have? Anybody that's watching this video. Do you have a quilt rack or ladder or shelf or something that you display your quilts on? I want to build a quilt ladder, I think. I think that would be nice. But then I also want a bigger room. For now, quilts just get hung on the wall. And there isn't one on the wall right now. As you guys have noticed. There usually is, but it's in my room. Keeping me comforted. And there I go, wetting this again. There's so much thread all over this and all over my room. So like I'm missing stuff. I like the gray too, so pretty. And my whole decor, your farmhouse is gray, white, and black. All of the things, like all my frames in my house, are all black because we have white walls, so it looks better with the black. The theme in my bedroom was black and white and red, but now it's not anymore. Now it's just whatever. Okay. This tis be done. All right, I'm gonna lay it on the floor after I shake some of the thread off of it, because it's covered in thread. See how much thread, guys? Look at that. All right, let's lay it on the floor and then I'll show you. And now it is bigger and better. Bigger and better. There we go. The whole thing needs to be ironed though, but I'm not going to bother right now. Okay. Let me read the comments and then I'll show you. How about that? Suspense. Okay, let's see. Nice, pretty. All right, sounds beautiful. That would look okay. I saw that. Tracy put that before. I agree. Tracy has a ladder from a bunk bed and you paint it. Oh, that is a good idea. I like that idea. It's cute. We are raising make life so much grandchildren give us a nice paper on the same things. Perfect. All right. Let me unplug. And there it is. It looks better finishing it with the gray than with white.
kind of hard to get because it's taking over the whole floor. Get the quarters. There we go. So yeah, I like it with the gray. And then the binding can be white. Or a black and white stripe, which would look awesome too. Which I'm not sure, but I think I might have some in my stash. And I like that the top and bottom are thinner. I don't know if you can tell how that made the set look better, even though you can tell the sides are bigger. Oops, stay, you stupid thing. So you can tell that they're bigger, but as you look into the top, because of the black, it's not like it's not matching. You know what I'm saying? It looks like it still goes on and then ends with the gray. So it's not like, see, it's small, but because black, you really can't tell. So I didn't want to add too much, you know what I'm saying? So the sides got a little bit wider than the top and the bottom. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it's equal to me. It seems equal now. So let me measure it so I can tell you guys how big it turned out. Oh, I don't even have it in here with me. Let's use measuring tape. I'll get it. Stay right there, guys. I needed a measuring tape. All right. I'm going to measure it now. I had to go to my room. That's where the measuring tape was because we were measuring something the other day. All right. 83 long by 65 and a half wide. So 65 and a half by 83. 65 and a half by 83. There, I wrote it down. That way I don't forget. And then I do need to put black on my list of colors to get from the store because I'm out of black. So there it is, guys. I think it looks pretty darn awesome. So I'll just hold it up so you can see. Now my arms definitely don't touch the edges, even with my middle finger out. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to have it wider than my arms are open. Makes any sense. So there's my stars, Tuxedo Stars. All done. Just needs a good press and yeah, that's it. That's all I needed to do. Besides work on my blocks from 2 quilts that I got back. All right, let's see. Okay, so ladder from the bunk bed. I saw that. Perfect. I see. Oh my, I love it. That turned out really beautiful, stunning. Blends it really good. Yes, exactly. Flows beautifully there. Closing some of the Tuesday morning. What? Alexa doesn't work for Tuesday morning either. She decided to quit. She's trying to get us a different second job. So now I don't get my discount no more. Ooh, so sad. What backing? I don't know. I don't know at this point because it'll probably be a year before it can even be quilted. And oh, so that this, some of you don't know. What I'm going to do is show you how I do this because I hang all my quilts, and you have asked in the past how I keep them nice before I put them on the long arm. So before they get long arm, they obviously always get starched and pressed. But when they're in this stage, I'll fold it in half. Depending on its size. So this one's not very big. So it's getting folded in half. Again, like this. Let me get a hanger so I can see if that's the width real quick. So this is just, if it was too big and doesn't fit on your hanger, what you can do is you obviously would lay it on the floor, but I'm just gonna, for video sake, I'm gonna put my center part in like this. I'm gonna match the center and the bottom so that it's equal all the way. And then I'll bring the other side in on that all the way down, folding it into threes, and then fold it into half like this, and then put it on a hanger. Now, if you don't have the space to hang something this long, like my closet's kind of full, so the longer hanging ones right now are being double hung. So they'll get put on a hanger like this, and then a second hanger to hold it like this, because there's not enough length space in my closet. But to keep your quilts before they, you know, get quilted, keeping them nice, it's best to just put them on a hanger. So for those of you who don't do that, just a good idea. You have tons of extra hangers. So again, right now we're doing the in half again thing with mine because I don't have the room that in my length. So I just do that. Grab a second hanger and make sure you put it on the same way, because I've had it where I've accidentally slid the whole thing on and then realized it was facing the wrong direction, so I couldn't hang it in the closet the same way. And then I'll put the name and size on a little piece of paper and pin it to the quilt, and that's how I hang my quilts out of the way. So just so you know, and it hangs in a closet nicely for anybody that's curious. So about that. Let's see. Anything else I needed to discuss or do? I have things I need to do. Okay. Well, that's, I wish I had one near me. Tiffany, have you order in 109? Have you order in 109? What do you mean, Michelle? I just found close to me, and they had a really good bargains from MGD. Oh, I haven't gotten any 108 if that's what you're talking about. I have a big thing of it, but it's for other quilts right now. Well, that's the goal, was for other quilts, but I do have a black, I guess you would call it, I don't know the word for it. It's like washed is what you would call, or it looks washed, kind of like grunge, but more simpler, I guess. Not as scrapey looking as grunge. So it's called washed black. Hi, Jim. Non-sleepers. Obviously, where all the insomniacs are, come to my channel. Putting it started on my facet soon. Yes, 2 jelly rolls of teak I had. One had 42 strips, the other 20, and also a fat corner bottle, all for only $5. The jelly rolls were 9 and 6. Awesome. All right, so what else can I do while I'm here? I have stuff to do still somewhere. You guys want to see my blocks then from everybody? I will show you everybody's blocks while I'm here from my Quilts block swap. You guys saw me put these together in the Insomniac series. And I got a cool pin from T with a little touch thing, so I could scroll it on my screen. I forgot what they're called. Stylus at the end. So that's really cool. All right, so I got a lot of my own blocks back because only 39 people were in this one, me being included. So, and I made 54 blocks completely. So I'm just going to go through all of these real quick, and I'm not going to like stay on them forever in a day, but let's make sure that's focused. Okay, good. It is focused. Good, good, good. All right, so I'm not going to say whose they are. I'm just going to show them. So these are my blocks that I got back from everybody. And I got to go through them all, and I'm going to probably trim them all down to the same size, a different size than they are. Because some kind of look bigger and some kind of look nicer and tighter and some don't. Like, I don't know. I like this one. I like the color combo that went around it. Very nice bright colors. This one's a really thick fabric around this one. I missed the live today too. I didn't get a chance to go on. I was asleep. I've been doing a lot of sleeping lately. A whole heck of a lot of sleeping lately. More than I normally do. So I'll be putting these together a night very soon. I don't know what night, but I will get to it when I get to it. I got to choose something to be my sashing because I'm going to be sashing mine. And putting cornerstones in after I trim them all down to be the same exact size. This one was tees, I could tell you that, because it says tea quilts on it. So for all those that were in the swap, I got everybody's blocks. Just haven't been on to do it. This one's got a lot of batiks in it. And there's only a few, instead of being all black, that did the tone on tone for around them, which is cool because it doesn't matter. I'm going to be using it all. Like this one doesn't look like it's fully 2.5 inches on the sides, so that's why I'm going to trim everything down. Just got to think of the right color to blend with everything. That's the last one. So yeah, there's all my blocks. And then on my own, I don't know if I'm going to add all of my own to it. I might just do like 6 across by 7 down because they are big blocks to begin with. So I'll only need to add a couple of my own and then use the rest maybe on the back. Since I did make them all, I might as well use them all up or something. I don't know what I can do. We'll see. I mean, they're cool. Just got to do something with them. So yeah, that was all that. And I just got to do something with it all. Don't know what. And it's all going to be done in video since I made all mine on video. Might as well put it together on video. I just need something to. I just need to choose one of my many fabrics that I have a nice enough amount of yardage to be sashing and cornerstones. Yes, I did. They are very beautiful blocks. Only 4 months old. My husband calls lowest for the warranty and they're refusing to fix it when I buy from them again. It's going to be awesome. Yes, it's going to be awesome. It'll be totally fine. I'll love it. So I'll have another quilt. I'll probably hang it on the wall because I already like have a lot of quilts in my bedroom. If you guys didn't know, there's tons in my bedroom. All right, these are gonna go in my scraps of string scraps, and then I don't know what else to do tonight. Honestly, I don't really have anything else to make or do besides nothing because I can't long arm. So let's sit here and see if anybody has anything to say or wants to talk about, or since we all can't sleep, there's got to be something. I don't know. I have things to do, just don't want to do them right now. Ours is just thinking over double the price. What? What's the knick-knack shop? Oh, Jill thought that it was in the Tuesday morning was a knick-knack shop. No. And then they're talking about refrigerators. No, it's just, I mean, it can be done or it can't. I don't know. Again, it's just this. So this was my Sew Sunday project. I was thinking about going all the way around it with the strings, like hook all the strings together into one long strip and then go around the whole thing with oh my god, brain think, with a white and a black. But I still have some 2.5. I have a ton of the 2.5 by 5 inch and a ton of the 2.5 by 5 inch in the black. So I mean, I could add more rows by cutting these down, sewing them onto these, and make this bigger. If that makes any sense. Or I can keep it this size and just do something else with all this and all the rest that's in this little tiny thing. I mean, I don't know. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it all. I'll have to think of something though. Yeah, fridges are ridiculous in price. Today would have been your 42nd anniversary. Aw. Might as well use it up. I like the scrappy quarter idea though. Yeah, I do too. And then adding just a solid one, just one color, black or white, all the way around it to finish it off. Probably black. Black always looks the best. I use a lot of black. So, yeah, a lot of black. Anyway, does anybody have any questions about anything? Anything at all? Or I'm going to just get off of here and go lay in bed and finish watching Urban Cowboy, because that's what I was watching, Urban Cowboy. Talked to a guy today. He said most fridges under 1,000 sell fast. Yeah, they probably do. Go relax. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Plus, I didn't bring myself a cold water in here, so my mouth got dry and my lips got dry, so I had to put some chapstick on. I have that.
I just don't have cold water in here, so. All right, guys. Well, since nobody has anything and I'm done, I don't have anything unless I start a new project, which I don't want to because it's the end of one project, so I don't want to start another. I guess I'll get off of here and I will talk to you guys the next time you see me on another Insomniac episode. This was number 40. So the next one will be 41 whenever I feel like coming on and starting a whole new project again. So, actually, I think I should finish my Dresden. I never got to get the color off of there, but I do need to get the borders on and play with it. And I was going to make little Dresdens for all the empty areas. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes when I bring that back into camera. I just haven't done it because it's kind of a disaster in here, so it's buried. But all right, everyone, get some sleep, and I will see you guys in my next video. And hope all is well with everyone. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe down that way and like and all that stuff. And the Insomniac series, just get in your pajamas and hang out with me when I can't sleep. That's all it is. Bye, everyone.
Nighty night. Sleep tight.